India has been a long time and active participant in regional organizations like BIMSTEC and SAARC. They aim at promoting cooperation and economic integration among neighboring countries. Regional organizations are also incredibly strategic for India.
बिम्स्टेक क्षेत्रीय सहयोग को और सक्रिय बनाना महत्वपूर्ण हो गया है.
What do these organizations do? How is India involved? And what are the implications of the economic crises in Pakistan and Sri Lanka? These are the core questions. Hello and welcome to the core questions. SAARC, the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, was established in 1985 and includes 8 members: Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, the Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. The primary goal of SAARC is to promote regional cooperation in areas such as trade, investment, transport, energy, and culture. India has played a key role in the organization since its inception, hosting its first summit in 1985 and contributing significantly to its budget. However, SAARC has faced several challenges over the years, including strained relations between India and Pakistan and Nepal's dissatisfaction with India's dominance within the organization. In recent years, the organization has struggled to make progress on key issues such as the proposed South Asian Free Trade Area. In response to these challenges, India has increasingly looked to the Bay of Bengal region as a platform for regional cooperation. Which brings me to the next organization, BIMSTEC, which is the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. It was established in 1997 and includes 7 member states: Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. BIMSTEC's primary goal is to promote economic cooperation and integration among its member states.
BIMSTEC cooperation activities will take place in 7 pillars. Each pillar will be led by one of the member states who will be primarily responsible for furthering cooperation. In that reorganization, it was decided that India will lead the security pillar.
India has been a driving force behind BIMSTEC, advocating for the greater connectivity and economic cooperation among its members. One key area of focus for BIMSTEC has been the development of a transport network linking its member states. The organization has proposed the creation of a BIMSTEC coastal shipping agreement, which would allow for the free movement of goods between the member states along the Bay of Bengal. India has also proposed the creation of a BIMSTEC motor vehicle agreement, which would allow for the free movement of passenger and commercial vehicles between member states. Another key area of focus for BIMSTEC has been energy cooperation. The organization has established a working group on energy, which has identified several areas of potential cooperation, including the development of renewable energy sources and the creation of a regional energy grid. India's role in these regional organizations has not been without controversy, though. Some have criticized India for using these organizations to pursue its own interests at the expense of smaller member states. Others have accused India of attempting to undermine regional integration efforts by pursuing bilateral agreements with individual member states as well. Despite these criticisms, India remains a key player in both SAARC and BIMSTEC. The country's size and economic power give it significant influence within these organizations, and its commitment to regional cooperation has been a driving force behind many of the initiatives undertaken by these organizations. But what about the current circumstances? Both Pakistan and Sri Lanka are undergoing massive challenges right now. Unsurprisingly, the unstable political and economic situation in Pakistan could have an impact on regional stability and cooperation. For instance, tensions between India and Pakistan have hindered the progress of SAARC and affected regional trade and connectivity. Additionally, Pakistan's failure to effectively combat terrorism has also had an impact on regional security and cooperation efforts. Sri Lanka is a member of both SAARC and BIMSTEC, and India has a significant role to play in the country's relations with these regional organizations. India has been involved in several projects in Sri Lanka aimed at improving connectivity and promoting economic cooperation. For example, the Indian government has invested in the development of the Trincomalee port in Sri Lanka, which could serve as a transshipment hub for goods moving between India and Southeast Asia. India has also provided assistance to Sri Lanka in the areas of education, healthcare, and infrastructure development. However, India's relationship with Sri Lanka has also been marked by some tensions. One major issue is the long-standing conflict between the Sri Lankan government and the Tamil minority, which has led to violence and instability in the country. India has been involved in efforts to promote a peaceful resolution to the conflict, but its interventions have sometimes been viewed with suspicion by the Sri Lankan government. Bottom line, India's relationship with Sri Lanka is complex, with both cooperation and competition shaping the two countries' interactions within SAARC and BIMSTEC. There are also several other challenges that could impact India's stability and cooperation. One major challenge is the ongoing territorial disputes between India and its neighbors, including China, Pakistan, and Nepal. These disputes often lead to tensions and conflicts, which could harm regional stability and cooperation efforts. Another challenge is the rise of terrorism and extremism in the region. Terrorist groups such as ISIS and Al-Qaeda have established a presence in several South Asian countries, and their activities could destabilize the region and harm cooperation efforts. Pakistan's current instability and economic crisis doesn't help either. Additionally, ethnic and religious conflicts in the region could also impact stability and cooperation. And finally, economic disparities between different countries in the region could also pose challenges to regional cooperation. Countries like India and China have much larger economies as compared to neighboring countries like Afghanistan, which could create imbalances in trade and investment and hinder cooperation efforts. Also, when it comes to SAARC and BIMSTEC, China is the elephant in the room. Both Pakistan and Sri Lanka are in an economic mess, partly due to their own making, and also due to falling into China's debt trap. Bottom line, regional organizations like SAARC and BIMSTEC and India's leading role in them is an important aspect of the country's foreign policy. While SAARC has faced several challenges in recent years, BIMSTEC has emerged as a promising platform for cooperation. But it's not the only one. Other regional and multilateral organizations that India plays a strong role in include ASEAN, or the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, established in 1967, which aims for economic integration initiatives in East Asia, including the ASEAN Free Trade Agreement. BRICS, or Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which forecasts global economic trends over the next half-century. In fact, BRICS has established the New Development Bank, which mobilizes resources for infrastructure and sustainable development in the region. And last but certainly not least, ARIA, which has strengthened the US relationship with India because ARIA works to promote peace and security in the Indo-Pacific. In fact, ARIA has taken action to keep China in check, countering China's illegal constructions, militarization of artificial features in the South China Sea, and coercive economic practices. As can be seen, India's leadership in regional organizations has helped to drive progress on key issues including transport, connectivity, energy cooperation, and trade. As the region continues to evolve, India's role in these organizations is likely to remain a crucial element of its foreign policy strategy. As Bhutanese Prime Minister Lote Tshering aptly puts it, and I quote, "India's engagement with regional organizations is a reflection of its commitment to promoting peace, stability, and prosperity in the region. We hope that India will continue to play a constructive role in promoting regional integration and cooperation." Now that you know about India's role in regional organizations, I want to know what you think. Jim O'Neill of Goldman Sachs, who coined the term BRICS, predicted that by 2050, India would become bigger than the 6 most industrialized nations in dollar terms and would completely change the power dynamics of the last 300 years. Do you think this is true? Leave your comments below. Please share this video and like and subscribe as well. Thanks for watching the Core Questions by the Times of India. Until next time, this is Priyanka Deo signing off. Namaste.